What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Relentless RC Studio. Friends, followers, subscribers, and honestly just people sitting on your couch bored and watching YouTube videos. Welcome. If this is your first time, welcome. So today I want to unbox for you a truck that I am extremely excited about. I've been chasing this thing for about 8 months, and to me, in its world, it is the mecca of its kind. So without further ado, let me show you what's underneath this box. And that is a RC4 drive Trail Finder 2. And I know what you're thinking. You guys are all there sitting in your world of YouTube thinking, Ryan, we have seen this truck 1,000 times. And you're right, you have. So have I, to be honest. But I've never gotten to do one. And I've been excited about it, so like most people, I got into the crawling world about 8 months ago. And like most people, you start out with an axial, right? Because that's what the world kind of strays you to. You get your first truck. I had an axial XCX10. I love that truck. Great buy. Then through further research, I ended up buying a Viterra Ascender and building that. And you guys can see my build videos of the Ascender, or if you have, thank you. But I built an Ascender. And the whole time I always wanted one of these. It kind of eluded me. I feel like websites are out of stock, in stock, out of stock, in stock. Again, being a hobbyist, money was a factor, having to come across, quite a bit of money in order to not only fund this project, but all the pieces that go along with it. So it eluded me for a few months, but it's here in studio. And I want to talk a little bit about it. So it's a trail finder. So for those of you who've never seen this truck, which is going to be slim to none, so we'll get over this very quickly. This is a trail truck, okay? It's not going to be the greatest crawling. It doesn't have amazing articulation. It's meant for trailing, okay? It does a lot of things that a crawler can't do, and there's a lot of things it can't do that a crawler could do. So before you run out and buy one of these and skip the Axial SCX10 and the Viterra Ascender, read about it and figure out what it does and what it doesn't do so that you're getting the right product for you. But there are a lot of things that separate this from a crawler. I know this truck is based in the crawling world, but it's a lot of things it doesn't do or isn't as good at that a crawler is. But I'm excited. Overall, I think this is a great project. This is going to be my first build. So I'm going to build this. You guys are going to get to stay here and watch me build this. You're going to kind of go through it with me. We're going to build it step by step. From what I've heard, it's a fairly easy build if you're a first timer, which I am in the RC world. For those of you who know me, know I'm into upgrades. I do a lot of upgrades. So I essentially buy an RTR or ready to run version of car, truck, tank, snowcat, and I upgrade and modify until I get it the way I want it. So this would be the first one I get to do where I build it from, a pile of parts up to its final product. And finish it off. So this truck also does come in a ready to run, as you guys heard me say a few minutes ago, an RTR. So what that stands for, if you're new to the hobby, is RTR stands for ready to run. And what that basically, the biggest difference is that this truck, as a kit, as a box, when we take this apart, doesn't come with electronics, doesn't come with a radio. You have to buy all that separately. So if you don't have a radio and you want this truck, you're either gonna have to go out and buy one separately, along with ESC, a motor, and some servos, and a receiver, or you can buy this truck in a ready-to-run version. Now, I didn't want the ready-to-run version, mainly because I wanted to build an RC from the ground up, A. B, as you know, I'm into upgrades, so I want to put all my own parts into this. And C, I didn't like the red body it comes with. I know some people, you guys, love the red body. I wanted to paint this my own color. So, without further ado, why don't we go ahead and open this up, because I'm excited. Hopefully, for those of you guys who've never seen this unboxed, you guys are also excited. But let's go ahead and see what we got, shall we? Got a seal we got to break, apparently. All right, here we go. So, let's open this up and see where we're at. Oh, this is nice. So, on the inside of the box, the front cover, it just shows you a couple parts. Extra pieces you can get, shows you the front end view of the truck. You can get a winch, some fender flares, softer leaf springs. So again, guys, for those of you who don't know much about this truck, which again, I doubt as many, this truck is leaf sprung. It has leaf springs. So it doesn't have 4-link suspension or anything like that. But we'll get into that as we unbox it. So when you open it up, right on top actually, wow, this is kind of heavy duty. A very nice, thick instruction booklet, and it's extremely detailed. I'm not going to show this to the camera right now because you guys are going to see a lot of it as we move forward in the build. But very nice. I mean, very nice, thick quality, good paper. I mean, I'm actually pleasantly surprised by that. And then, of course, right away on top, you're going to have the... now, these are going to be basically your frame rails. If you're dealing with a real car, these would be what you would call a frame rail. This is for your chassis. Very nice, very well cut metal. You know, one thing too, guys, that I think as a detail that a lot of people aren't seeing is every hole along the chassis and every part you buy comes pre-threaded for the screws. So, you know, it's just an added detail that they did that, again, RC4-wheel drive hit the nail on the head with this thing. It's groovy. I'm a big fan of that, honestly. I like that they did that ahead of time. As we move on, I'm going to pull this whole monstrosity out, and then we'll go over it piece by piece. This looks like just a lot of stuff. So, actually, I'm just going to slide this over, and we'll pull it out little by little. So, first things first, you have these nubby tires. You know, they're not... these are beadlocks, steel beadlocks with some 1.55 mud thrashers. You know, I mean, tires you know, they look like a stock tire would look, honestly, from this truck. So, nothing great, but not bad. Honestly, a pretty decent looking tire. All right, now we get to the beef. This right here, along with this one, is your axles. Now, this is what a lot of people love about this truck. These trucks are all molded metal. I mean, these are already pre-assembled, which is great, but I mean, this whole thing is metal and it's heavy. Very scale, very realistic. I know people search for these particular axles, trying to install them on other vehicles, much besides just this one, but very cool. I mean, honestly, guys, these are extremely heavy. Obviously, the front one for steering, obviously, and then the rear one, just a straight axle, but awesome, just an awesome part. Then we're going to get into what makes this truck this truck. This monster right here. Wow, and what an incredibly well designed and just crafted product. So now what this is, guys, for those of you who don't know, this is your transmission. Motor mount is right here. This is where you mount your motor. And this is your transmission. Now what separates the Trailfinder 2 from most crawlers is this little bar right here. This little bar right here is why this is an amazing product. This is a two-stage transmission. So a servo arm will shift it in to low gear, shift it out to high gear. So that you can do crawling speeds or what would be considered a high gear on the freeway, you know, moving a little bit faster. But what an incredible design. I'm telling you, for those of you who've seen other videos, this video, any video, it does no justice to how incredible this product is. I mean, I'm just awed by this thing. It's amazing. That's incredible. Along with that comes this beautiful little piece, which is a transfer case. Again, when you get into the world of scale trail trucks and scaling, this couldn't be any more scale, having an actual transfer case. So what it is the power comes in from the transmission and transfers it out to your front and rear axles. But an incredibly well crafted, again, very heavy, just awesome, meaty piece. And then you got a lot of little parts, guys. You got, you know, this is your rock slider for underneath. You know, I'm assuming the differential will mount to this to transfer the power from one to the other, and little. I'm assuming we have the bumpers in here along with a couple leaf springs. Yep, leaf springs. A lot of screws. The pinion. Yeah, I mean, so this is basically a package of suspension and suspension parts, and then here you have, your front and rear bumpers. Some drive shafts, a fuel cell, which is actually the receiver box, plastic body posts, bumper mounts. We're not going to open all that, get into all that. These are your shock mounts, a bag of screws, essentially. But what's great about this, guys, is that every bag is labeled with bag A, B, and C. And then you also have every piece inside the bag is labeled. There's another bag labeled with what's in the bag. So This is why I think people say it's a very easy build, and also very just well thought out. For those of you doing, again, like me, your first build, which I'm not ashamed to admit, I think it's awesome doing your first build, and you guys are going to get to do it with me. That's awesome. It's great to have it so detailed and so easy to do. Okay, so moving on, now that we have all the pieces out, now we're going to move on to the biggest part of it, guys. And this thing is, on camera, looks amazing. So this is a whole separate box, really just for the body. Now again, for those of you who don't know the Trailfinder 2, this is the Mojave 2 body set. Now this set, it's a hard body, so it's not Lexan, it's not going to be that cheap, bendable, kind of garbage body. This is a hard body. It's going to be heavy duty, and it comes with its own giant, oh my gosh, it even comes with its own full set of instructions for the Mojave 2 hard body. Wow, and that is big. So, getting into the hard body, wow. So you have, looks like all your interior pieces, lights, I shouldn't say lights, but light lenses, all your interior pieces. I see a steering wheel in there, what looks to be the dashboard. These are all your exterior pieces. So this is your front bumper, your rear window. Now again, this body has to be built and put together the same way the truck has to. It's the same. So, oh my goodness. Okay, so here is the cab of the truck, and here is the bed of the truck. And I'm telling you guys, again, like seeing the videos does it no justice. This thing, oh, and this must be the windshield. So, piece of Lexan for the windshield. This thing is heavy. Let me just kind of place this together so you'll see. I mean, that's kind of what it should look like all said and done. Obviously, I'm going to paint this a different color. One thing I do love is the drop box, guys. So for all of you guys into scale parts and pieces and, you know, making it look more real, the fact that there's a drop box and that you can actually fill this bed is an awesome thing. Very hard. I mean, this is a hard, thick body. Very cool, very well made. And we're going to go through also how to paint this body further down the road. So what we'll do going forward is we're going to make build videos so you guys can watch and kind of build this with me. If you guys have any suggestion, any comments, really anything at all that will help me build this, or anything that you have questions about that maybe I can answer for you, by all means, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I know, guys, you've seen this a million times. I'm jazzed up about getting a chance to do this truck. Like I said, I mean, really, since I got in the crawling world, I heard about it. You know, I've heard of the Trailfinder 2, and the more I saw of it and the more I looked into it, the more I just fell absolutely head over heels in love with it. The two-stage transmission, the hard body, the transfer case, the all-metal axles. I mean, this thing is built to take a beating. You know, the leaf sprung suspension, which is kind of cool because it's unlike any truck on the market really right now. It appealed to me right away. It's very scale, very realistic, and looks like it's going to be a ton of fun. And like I said, with the heavy duty transmission, axles, this thing is really meant to take a beating going forward. So that's my unboxing. You guys have seen all the parts now. I'm going to go through and start ripping this all apart and building it. But I'm going to build it on camera so you guys can be there to see it all. So again, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, feel free, type it in the bottom. If you haven't subscribed already, by all means, please subscribe because we're doing a lot of cool stuff. And going forward, I think you're going to want to see some of the things we're doing. So hit the subscribe button and also find us on Facebook. If you look up Relentless RC on Facebook, you can join our group, and that way you can join a whole other world of chat and talk. That's it for me today. So thank you again for joining us right here, the Relentless RC Studio. I'm Ryan. Take care, and we'll see you soon.